Okay, so welcome to the social media presentation that we're going to do today. So it's less of a presentation and more of a dialogue. I've pulled up a bunch of tabs that I want to share with everybody that can help you manage your chapter's social media accounts. So before we get started, I just want to kind of go around, say who you are, what you do, and maybe what you're looking to get out of this experience. So Eileen, we'll let you introduce yourself first.
Okay, let me, I'm gonna say hi. Oh. Hi, everybody. If we haven't met, but I think I have met everybody. Eileen Merberg, and Executive Director of Alpha Lambda Delta. Social media is so important to our chapters and our communication, and it's where students will look when they're invited. If they've never heard of Alpha Lambda Delta, you know that they're going to Google us and they're going to look on Instagram, etc. So it's super important for a chapter if they can have a presence to do so. So welcome everybody. Happy holidays, and you want to move around then? Lauren, you want to go next?
Sure. Hi, everyone. Lauren Huffman, Kent State. I think the biggest thing I'm wondering about is our chapter just switched to Instagram only. We got rid of our Twitter account and also deleted the Facebook page, which hadn't been used in a while. So just making sure, I guess, that's the go-to. That's what the students say, that Instagram is the go-to. Just wondering if there's anything else that we need to do. Also, our students control the social media entirely, so I just want to make sure that's okay. I don't have any like oversight per se. That I'm subscribed to it, I can see it, but making sure that's okay.
Yeah, and to directly answer that question, yes, that's fine.
Okay.
That's how a lot of chapters operate, so no worries on that. But it is helpful to make sure you at least have login access as the officers change, and if they forget to share the password, at least you have it somewhere.
Okay, cool.
So Emily, I know you all can't say hi, but we'll say hi to you. And Shakita. Oh, wait, here we go. So we have Emily and Mackenzie here from UNC Greensboro. We work in new student transitions and first year experience with our chapter at UNCG. Unfortunately, our students have to completely restart their social media accounts and are now having to start from the ground up. Just looking today for tips and best practices. Awesome, I have a bunch of those for you. So Shakita, would you mind introducing yourself?
Hi everyone, my name is Shaquita. I work for the University of West Georgia for new student programs, and currently my students, they're doing a revamp of everything after the last advisor, so we're just updating a lot of stuff and trying to get back on the program and being consistent with everything.
Awesome. So I'm going to go through and share a bunch of resources. Let me share my screen, and then if you have any questions as we go through, just let me know. Let's see here. Can you see my desktop or my the ALD website?
Yes.
Okay. So one of the best resources for social media and any type of marketing is going to be our media kit. So if you go to the ALD website and go to chapters, it's right there, media kit. So on here is my contact info if you have any questions or issues, but there's also our national links to our social media presence on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We have our logos here if you need them in full color, grayscale, so kind of a two-tone type of a thing, and the monochromatic, so just a one color. And then we have them as JPEGs and as PNGs. So the PNGs have a transparent background, so if you wanted to put it on any type of a colored background, you'd want to use that PNG file. We also have listed our official colors, so if you're looking to match the color scheme of ALD, it's listed right here, the hex, the RBG, and the CMYK numbers. You don't have to, but if you're looking for that consistent feel, you're more than welcome to use that. And we also list our fonts, again, if you're looking to match what we do. So we have a bunch of quick facts here if you need them for any information sharing. I know when you start marketing in this, I think you're all spring inductions. You'll probably want to throw out some facts on social media. So we have a bunch of facts here that might be helpful. And then we also talk about our free publications. So if you haven't ordered your publications yet or have any questions about them, let me know. These are all things that the National Office provides at no cost to you, such as the membership brochure, the study guide tip sheet, our decals, and then our recruitment postcard and senior book. I'm going to skip over online resources because that's more for chapter management, but if you go all the way to the bottom here, we have social media resources. So, or I'm going to take Kent State off the example as Facebook. And
Thank you.
might move you to Instagram. So, but if you're looking to see what other good chapters are doing, you can click here and it goes directly to their sites. Just to give you ideas and kind of what they're saying on Twitter versus what they're saying on Facebook. If you have no clue what social media is, which I'm sure most of you do, there's a handy little guide here to give an idea about what you can do. I always struggle with pictures, you know, not stealing pictures and, you know, is it okay if I post it? Do I have to, you know, attribute rights? So there's some links here to some free photos and video things, which I'll show a little later. And then I'll talk too about kind of managing social media posts. In January, we're looking to launch some specific campaigns that chapters can share. So currently we have the ALD Fun Fact Friday, which is a hashtag that we use on Fridays. So it's something, let me find Fun Fact Friday. So these post on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter each Friday. So it's something your chapters could share out, just again, to build the content. Like Eileen said, when students get that invitation, they're gonna look and see, you know, and check out your social media. They're gonna check out our social media. So we really make an effort to make sure that it stays current and that we're constantly posting, and we hope that you do the same. We know on a chapter level that might be difficult, which is why we're looking to amp up the what we provide on the national level so you can just simply share it. So on Facebook, on all of our accounts, we're at National ALD. Facebook's a little different. Typically what we post on Twitter, we post on Instagram. We know there isn't very much engagement on Facebook. A lot of times it's more parents and advisors that are on Facebook. And if students see it, they just kind of glance at it, but don't ever really interact with it. So we try to post things that are more staff, officer, or parent related on Facebook. Twitter. Twitter is a tough one. So, you know, as Lauren mentioned, Instagram is really where the students are at, but some students still do have a Twitter presence. So we keep ours and we just kind of double post what we post on Instagram, you know, also goes to Twitter. And then our Instagram account, again, we really try to beef this up. In the hopes of and/or knowing that when students get invited, they're probably going to click over and look to see what we are doing. So, you know, we post as much as we can. In the fall, we did a whole scholarship section highlighting our scholarship recipients, one a day. Again, so if they scroll through, they can see we're active. They see a lot of faces, which is important. ALD launched a new national campaign of story branding. So basically telling our story and the story of ALD. So less focus on we're ALD, you know, we were founded in 1924 at the University of Illinois, and more of an emphasis trying to make a connection with the student, which is what social media is all about. So any of the content we share on the national level, please feel free to reshare or, you know, steal, repost, whatever you need to. You don't have to ask permission. If it's out there, you can definitely take it. We do have an LinkedIn page, a company page. So we have about 1,600 followers. We're not as active as I'd like us to be, but we do post there from time to time. There also is an alumni group. Let's see if I can find where this is. ALD alumni. So that has about 50, I think 5,500 members. Not everybody obviously not everybody joins it, but it's not a group that we created. It's a group that an alumni member created. So we post in there from time to time, but it's just another place where you might see ALD. So one of the tools I highly recommend if you don't use already is Hootsuite. So Eileen and I do not like to have to pay for things because we like to save ALD money. So everything we do is on the free version, and in my opinion, it's pretty extensive. You can schedule up to 30 posts at a time. So I usually, schedule all the weekly posts, and it lays it out in calendar view for you. So if I kick back a couple weeks ago, we had ALD Meet Me Monday, so I scheduled that on Facebook or on Twitter and Instagram. And then if you look at the Friday, we added Facebook in there for the Fun Fact Friday, and then we had all of our students list, the Meet the Scholars bios that we had. So it's fairly easy once you just set up an account. Again, it's free, and you link your social media networks to it. So if you just have Instagram, you can just link Instagram, or if you have Facebook and Instagram, and you can select when you post where you're posting it. So if let's say I wanted to do a new post, I only want to send it to Facebook, or I want to send it to Facebook and Instagram, you can do that. You type in your text here, and it shows you a preview on the side of what it would look like, and then you would add your media files. So add that guy, so you have an idea of what it would look like. And then you have the ability to schedule for later. So you can pick the date, the time, and then it'll automatically do it for you. It used to be that Hootsuite didn't directly connect with Instagram. So if you've used it in the past and it has changed, and it will directly connect with Instagram now. So it automatically, pushes things out when you want to, and that's helpful when you're busy. I get busy, so to be able to just kind of preload content is really important. So that's kind of a tool for managing social media that we use and we like. There's other tools you can use as well, but that's the one I recommend because I know it. When we start some of our campaigns, so we just talked to Eileen this morning, and we're going to start in the spring Study Tip Sunday. So each Sunday we'll publish a different study tip. So once we start making those, right under the social media resources, we'll have a link so your chapter could steal the the JPEG if they want to. Again, you can reshare it, or you can take it from the social media resources spot on the media kit. So I use two main platforms when designing posts. My favorite is Spark, and I like Spark because you can create a brand. That means, so you can pick your colors, so you can base it off of your school, or you can base it off of ALD's colors, but you download the logo, the colors, you pick a font. So any post, if you want it to kind of look a certain way, will always look that way. So it has different feels, so you can do a light, if there's a dark, there's a medium, so it kind of changes it up, but it keeps it all on the same color palette, which I think is important for brand consistency. So you'll see a lot of our posts, if you explore Spark a little bit, you'll see a lot of them are designed in Spark. So you can do Instagram stories, Instagram posts, photo collages, Facebook presentations. There's a lot of different templates. You also have the ability to just kind of go off brand and create any type of template if you'd like. It doesn't limit. So if you would just simply create a project, I do not need a tour. So again, you can do a branded graphic, flyer, collage. So let's say we wanted to do an Instagram post. It's going to bring me to the. So they have a lot of examples you could just steal here. So if you want to do a holidays post, you can just click create, and it's pretty much done for you, which is nice. Or if you wanted to stay on brand, they changed it recently. So I'll show you some of our projects. So these are all kind of based on that template that I set up with the ALD colors and the text, the Fun Fact Fridays, Happy Thanksgiving, having the ALD border, tips for self-care, things like that. So Spark is really good. Again, it's free. It's an Adobe product. You don't have to download anything. It's all web-based. So it's spark.adobe.com. Another thing that we use is Canva, which I know a lot of students use as well. So these are a lot more fun designs, anything from email headers to Instagram posts, Facebook posts. So you can, let's say you want to do a study, say you want to do an Instagram post about studying. They have a lot of different options that you can choose from. As you can see, most of them are free. Some of them you have to upgrade. We have the free version, so again, you can do quite a bit with Canva without having to purchase anything. Canva can also design brochures and flyers for any of your events, so highly recommend that as well. Canva directly links to Unsplash, which is one of the free photo sites that I recommend. And Unsplash is a lot like Pixabay, which is another one. I use Pixabay all the time. So you say I want a picture of students studying to put in a social media post. All of these are free for you to use. You don't have to give any type of attribution, so you just kind of pick what you want and you can download it to a free download right to your computer. So there are hundreds of thousands of images on Pixabay. Again, Unsplash is similar, and then Free Images was one of the first kind of free image platforms that was out there, but I find Free Images is better for graphics as opposed, or like clip art, as opposed to if you're looking for beautiful photography, definitely go to Pixabay or Unsplash. So I threw a lot of information at you. Do you have any questions? Or Eileen, did I miss anything?
No, that was very thorough. I'm happy to hear from some of you who were chiming in earlier about making some changes or updates. And I think I was going to mention this earlier. I think, Lauren, you said that you were eliminating the Facebook page. And that's great, just because, in my opinion, it's probably worse to have some social media accounts that aren't updated than to not have them at all. Because the student will find it, and if they see a post that the most recent post was from 2014, that's gonna look really bad, or that'll just indicate to them that it's not a legit organization or it's not active. So if it's really not anything the chapter can keep up with, then you're better off getting rid of it and not having it there at all. So great if you're doing that already, and you don't even, you don't have to go crazy and post something every day. And as Trish has said, use our stuff, just repost our information or tag it to yours or whatever. Then you don't have to create any content if you don't have the time.
And feel free to send your students directly to our social media as well. So if you wanted to, if you wanted to kind of beef it up and have more than just, your Instagram following, you could say, or follow the national level on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at National ALD. All the handles are the same, so it's easy for that sharing reason.
And every student at the day after their induction ceremony gets a welcome email from me, and in that email is an invitation to follow with links for our 3 major social media accounts. So, and many of them do. We see definitely an uptick in followers when I send that email. A little bit, it's not huge, but it's some.
Another thing to consider, if you have photos from an event or from your induction, or if some of our chapters do like a monthly member highlight, tag National ALD in your post, because we'll reshare some of those, usually on Twitter or Facebook. Again, it's just an easy way for us to develop content because you've already developed it. And it's a good way to highlight your chapter on a national level. So if there are no more questions, we'll wrap it up. So I guess last call for questions.
Or comments.
Or comments. Okie dokie. If you have any questions, reach out to either Eileen or I. I think y'all know how to contact us. So
We have one question.
Oh,
A new
missed
question.
it.
No, it just came in.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a great question. I'll just chime in just to reiterate. I mean, that's one of the things that we do now is I added that to that welcome email and the same could be of your, if you were able to send a quick email to every new member after induction or announce it during induction. And sometimes at our National Leadership Conference, Lauren, you were there, right in the audience in front of everybody, and I know they're all on their phones, I asked them to just open up our account right now and click follow. So that could be another way, is like at your first general interest meeting or even at induction. I don't know if you want to do it at induction, but when there's a big group gathering, they're all going to be on their phones. They'll all have their phones with them, and they're not going to remember to do it if you say, oh, when you get home tonight, click and follow us. Have them do it right then and there. Just have them all find your account and click to follow.
Yeah, so in case you can't see the group chat, the question was, any tips for increasing followers? A couple other things I've seen chapters do or that we've done on a national level is you can run a contest. So say, if you join in the next 48 hours, we'll give you a t-shirt or you'll be in the drawing for a sweatshirt or whatnot. Another thing is I think that the more updated your content is, the more apt people are to follow you. So if you have, kind of super boring content, so if from the national level, Eileen and I are just kind of posting about what we do on a daily, probably not going to have a lot of followers. But when we pull in, that's why we highlight our student scholarship winners. The more faces you can pull in, the more event advertising you can pull in, I think the more it draws people to want to follow you on social media. So.
You got that other question?
Yep. So what types of content are recommended for posts? What have other chapters found to actually engage students? So types of content, I think, really can vary. If you look at the mission of Alpha Lambda Delta, or what we're looking to do, so we celebrate first-year academic success and work to maintain academic success. So anything, that's why we're talking about starting the social, or the Sunday one, Eileen.
Study Tip Sunday.
Study Tip Sunday. Again, links directly to academics, great way to engage, students, give them a tip. We know a lot of students spend their Sundays studying. Any types of events that you have going on, so any socials, any service events, posting them, kind of advertising them. You can use Canva to start advertising them, and then maybe after the event, post some pictures. Like I mentioned, there's member of the month. So you just randomly pick a member or pick a member that has kind of shown up to your meetings and done some cool stuff, and just do a quick highlight of them. That's another great way to engage students that I've seen. Lauren, do you have any other ideas that you use?
Sorry, I had to figure out how to unmute it again. It was
No
like a
worries.
different screen. The biggest thing that we found is the same as what Eileen was saying about like just during induction, we encourage people to follow right then and there.
Perfect.
And in terms of content, what kinds of content do you post?
Oh, I'm sorry. The students do pretty much any kind of like meeting where they're together. So they do like their social, they do the monthly meetings. And then I believe they're going to start doing spotlights in the spring.
Perfect.
And I think they're going to try to do starting with the ALD officers for the spotlights.
Great. A couple of our chapters have jumped. Western Michigan started a hashtag ALD Tuesday. So they tell their students on Tuesdays, wear your ALD gear, take pictures and post with the hashtag ALD Tuesday. I know Oakland jumped on board and they do that as well. So that's another type of content that you can do. And then you share those pictures each week. Great way to get your students' faces out there, and also promoting the ALD brand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I was just going to chime in to say just pictures, just doesn't always have to be, it doesn't have to be a meme or a tip of any kind, but use all of ours that we're posting, but just pictures, any kind of picture of a group or a couple students together, especially if they're wearing their any ALD swag or anything, but just pictures are the way to go, obviously, for Instagram.
Yep. Yeah, if you're stuffing envelopes for a mailing, take a picture. If you're tabling, take a picture. Yep. If there's a bake sale, take a picture and post it. It's a great way to engage, as I mentioned.
Good.
Any other questions? Last call. Alrighty then. Well, thank you for signing in. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to Eileen or myself. We both are pretty well versed in social media, so we can help you as best as we can. Thank you for chiming in today, and we will see you soon.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.